Oh, there we go. Interesting. That was interesting. Okay, perfect. He's working. Are we ready? Let's do it. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm really liking this game in general, but like this specific, like the drama of this episode, very good. Very good so far. All right, let's get to it. We were just bringing the defendant finally to trial. They hadn't decided to question him once before nearly giving him a guilty verdict. But I changed their minds. Now we're gonna hear this man out. There he is. To be sure, I have, my lord. I forgot he's Irish. There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense. Second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police? Stinky, it's literally you. It's literally you with blue hair. Begad, no. 'Tis not in my nature to hide anything at all. Just answer the questions, please. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you all, or keep my mouth shut? Tell us what, Mr. McGilded? The fine fella representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. It's true! Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened. You... what? I am pretty desperate. No! It's the curly hair. The goofy demeanor. No, Magnus McGilded, that convenient excuse can't save you now. I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Vinzix. Also playing Unite while typing? Hell yeah! Who are you playing as right now? Wait, if this finishes early, I'm down to do Unite. Well, I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. Well, I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was? Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way involved, you say. But if the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd have done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. ... And who was this young child of whom you speak? That? I don't know. You don't know? Oh, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage the night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to this proceedings. What? Bang. Okay. Ah, smoke! Ah, fire! There's fire! Look, someone's trying to get away! Cough after them! It's no use! Cough, cough! I can't see anything! All this smoke! What is going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. The omnibus? How are they gonna move that without a horse? I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody. Clear the courtroom. Me lighting a bowl in the middle of the trial. Puff, 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 puff. Truly. Truly, truly, truly. There we go. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber, we had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. I was so close to the halfway point. I was like, they're not doing a halfway point this time. And they did a halfway point. I was literally so close to it. Well, okay. It's the pits for me. I'm sorry. 18th of February, 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. Literally, I was forcing my eyes open, watching it for that to be continued. Same. I was like, and then I was like, it's not happening. It's just not happening. And then there it is, of course. What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened. Work was rough. No, you literally did stay so late. At least it's Friday though, you're done. I work actually a long day tomorrow, but I start a little bit later than I did today, so that's nice. It's weird having like a different weekend than like people who work Monday through Friday. My weekend is Sunday and Monday. Very weird. But I like having Mondays off a lot, actually. Mr. Sato! I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. Mercy! Hi, Vivi! What's up? You work 9 to 4 tomorrow? Ooh, you get up early. Come on, work. How are you, Vivi? I hate how my schedule either completely syncs with people or doesn't at all. Yeah, that's so... like, I don't know, like... you're really forced to hang out with people who have similar... like, work schedules. It's kind of wild. I don't know, I think the work week should be 32 hours. Or 30 hours. I think 40 is too much. Hello, beautiful cigarette emojis. It's date night, so I'm going to be lurking. Have a great stream. Thanks, Eddie. Have so much fun on your date. Truly, yes, say hi to him. I hope you have fun, and I hope your bubble tea doesn't come back to haunt you. You're lovely. You just smoked. You're thriving. Hell yeah. I can't wait to have a full bowl. I'll probably have one like later tonight. Say Mercy. Shut the F up. Don't put that on me now. I'm wishing you luck. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. Oh my god. A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. I'm trying to only smoke when I don't have work the next day, so very glad it's Friday. Oh, that's smart. Smoking kind of fucks up my sleep. It's hard to fall asleep with it. Weird. Like, keeps me up. So yeah, that's probably smart. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then, could it be? Friday is officially Intoxicated Eddie's night. Love it. Truly. Truly. Oh my god. No sobriety found on Fridays. Could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was talking about? My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? Well, now I really need to be going. He's waiting on me in the backyard. Bye, bye, Eddie. Have so much fun. There's so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl. Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh, according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers, which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will commence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. We'll know soon enough, Mr. Sato. Yes! She's so excited. She's such good energy. 18th of February, 1 p.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Oh. This is a different girl than I thought it would be, actually. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look! She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Why, because she's a girl? Lesbian! Lesbian! Truly. And we're better off for it. Well, after a rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Venzix. My lord? I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious! The army? What in the devil's name? It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand. Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? She's just like, fuck you, old man. If I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilded. I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why is it that this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt like that? 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Just what did happen? Right? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. He's really, being put through it. The young girl. Guilty, guilty, guilty! Hey, Annie! What's up? How are you, Vivi? Happy Friday! It was so funny. Last time I played, I did accidentally get all guilty and had to, like, start over. You're doing good? Good! I'm glad to hear that. Welcome, welcome. This is part 2 of this episode. So basically, we're defending this man in the top hat. He's on trial for murder, but we just found out that there was someone else present. Because he didn't do the murder and we need to prove that. And we just found out there was someone else present in the omnibus they were all taking. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, begorra, a loud thud and me scream woke me up with a fair start. He's Irish. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless me soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. Hi, Acid! How are you? Thank you for the hydration. You know I need it for these narration games. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. All the voices. Yeah, what's the vibe today? How's everyone's week been? And what plans do people have for the weekend? I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? 'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. Hey, thanks for the stretch and posture check. I appreciate it. I'm great. I'm going out to a rooftop bar with my friends tonight or later this weekend. Thanks so much for the redemptions, Acid. I have not stretched today. I actually tried to work out today. I was gonna try to stream earlier, but I was like, you know what, I can do a workout. And then like my knee was hurting, my back was hurting. I was like, I need to stop. It was probably because I didn't stretch enough beforehand. This weekend? That's so fun! That'll be so fun. I want to go to a rooftop bar. That sounds awesome. I did for Pride, but it was a little cold. It was just like a little chilly and nippy. I want it to be, I want to go out to like a rooftop when it's like perfect. I'll take pics. Perfect. Just what I want to hear. Just what I want to hear. I hope you'll have so much fun. Oh, you didn't do anything for Pride? Oh my goodness. Really? Were you working or um gotta do stuff for Pride? I mean, you don't have to. Boo, gay people. I worked. Yeah, that's fair. You also did nothing for Pride? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I mean, that's fair. Going out's expensive. Like, it really is. Work. Honestly, it's why I like living next to the gay beach because I feel like I'm doing like a gay thing by going, and I'm literally just sitting outside my house. And then it makes me less need to be like, I need to go out. Because I don't know, I'm just like, I think I have to go, I have to leave my home for my sanity, right? We all do. But like, I like need for my sanity. And I don't do it enough. And going out to clubs and stuff because I don't want to be around like all straight people. So going out to clubs is like what I default, but like damn, it adds up. It really adds up. For good memories usually, but this last was the fifth passenger, my lord. Gah. Oh my goodness. Bustle, bustle, bustle. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel? Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. I love this vampire man. I love him so much. Hello, by the way, it's Shu. Hey, how's it going? What's up? Loving the voices? Hey! That's why I love this game. There's like a lot of fun to be had with that. How are you? Thanks for coming through. Yes. Thank you, Stinky, for bringing us together. Truly, truly. That's amazing. Young girl. We are trying to defend this guy from murder. We're calling him Stinky. Oh, thank you for the bits! Oh my goodness! Thank you so much! I really appreciate it, and thank you for stopping by! Oh my gosh! Hey Big Spender! Hey Big Spender! Not the flex! Okay, thank you, Stinky! I get to flex to this lovely music. Show them off for true. I got you. I got you. I got you. Pow pow. You weren't expecting a gun show on Twitch. No, I'm just kidding. Hubba hubba, hi Sparkle! How's it going? What's up, what's up? I hope you're having a good Friday. Also, Truman, I love your Twitch name. I think that's so funny. What have I missed? Not much. Basically, he said that there was another person, a fifth person. It was a girl. A young girl about 15. And then a smoke grenade went off and everyone had to run out. And then we came back in and they had found this girl who was trying to escape. And she's standing next to us and hasn't said anything yet. I'm okay, BB. I hope you're spectacular. I am doing pretty good today. I am doing pretty good. I've worked a lot this week, which I'm excited for because that means money. In 2 weeks. But yeah. Oh my gosh. Was that Stream Elements? Notification delayed? That's interesting. A smoke grenade in the court? Yeah! Because he was like, she could be here in this room! And then a smoke grenade went off and this girl was caught trying to escape. Stream Elements super delayed. That's so weird. I've never seen it be that delayed. Interesting. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, Megora, a loud thud and wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless me soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. Okay, so I gotta press him on something. Let's press on this, because no one has a clear story on where the body was. You sat him up? The victim, you mean? That's all I did on the seat across from me, as I said. Well, I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would ya? These rings. That's so dramatic. 'Tis common courtesy, so it is. I find... he's not Irish. I find that a little hard to believe. Serving. Truly serving. Yes, I would. Right. Right, I'd probably leave the body. If it was a body. I would leave a dead man on the floor. Right. Corpse mover! Some people... I don't know. I'm so fascinated in the idea of, like, stumbling upon a corpse. The idea of you and a corpse, either by yourself or just like a small group of people. Not like a huge funeral, you know? Just like, literally you and a dead body. Like, what goes through your mind? Like, what flashes through... I've never been in that situation. I did watch the Midnight Gospel. My come on, Tammy Brown. Yes. I did watch Midnight Gospel. In the episode about death, they talk about how if like a loved one dies, you should not immediately call the whoever funeral director, whoever takes the body away. You don't immediately call them. The best thing you can do for your own like process is to just spend time with the body, which is so interesting. Because, you know, we always think of bodies as like dirty, but like really they're quite clean. Like you can't do it, like nothing can happen. You think of how you can dress it up? Definitely putting little ears on them. Little cat ears. Catboy corpse. Cat corpse. Not a cat corpse. Catboy corpse. Still fucked up. I'm sorry. Damn. I'm sorry. Oh, Lord Venzix, now what would that be? You wake to find a man lying at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you were just gonna leave the man there? Heavens alive, no, I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self just do the same? Yeah, the scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Let's press this. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Oh, are we gonna talk about being in the compartment? Well, now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. There it is, Sparkle. She was hiding in the compartment. Good gracious! Under your backside? And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yes, of course, the whole bus was submitted as evidence. I already did this. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. And that's when I found her. I mean, maybe we'll check it again. Not my cubbyhole. No. I'm sure it's just gonna be the same thing I already saw, but we'll see. We'll see. This seat has a handle. Oh, now there's nothing inside of it. Weird. This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Where did everything go? Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Oh, there's more blood. What the fuck? That's blood, isn't it? Is something wrong? Oh, it's just, well, this bloodstain is so obvious, that's all. And yet, Van Zeeks has made no mention of it. I suppose that does seem a little strange. Why do I just have such a bad feeling about this? Weird. That wasn't like that. And that's when I found her. Let's press... I do wonder how you must be feeling, Mr. Naruhodo, being the defendant's lawyer, and yet finding myself as stunned as everyone else at his testimony? This scene has definitely changed. Right! Absolutely changed. Excuse me. Let's just say it's trying. We certainly had precious little time to talk to Mr. McGilded before the trial. But we mustn't be dispirited. We must just try to learn all the facts we can. When we arrived in London this morning, I didn't see my day panning out like this. Mr. Naruhodo, no grumbling, even in your head. How do you know? What a queen. What a queen. Let's press. Let's press this. Oh wait, I already did this one. Oh no! Oops. Oops. I already did this one. I feel so silly. Okay. No! Okay. I'm in a loop. Okay. A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up at the fair start. Press this. Hold it! You say she was hiding herself? Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, I had to pee so bad, but Kiki has been asleep on my lap for like an hour. That meme where it's like, they don't know. They don't know I have to move. Aww. Very cute. But your peeing is important, so you should do that. If she slept for an hour, that's like plenty for a cat. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. But I get it. I get the pain. My heart nearly stopped beating in my chest. Ugh. You're really overreacting this. Still in all, I pulled her out from under there, and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chinwag with her. The seat opposite? That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir? The meme where like, my cat won't get off me, so I guess I'll just die here? No, it was a different one. It was like, they don't know. They don't know I have to move. It was like the crying, it was like the very basic like stick art drawing people, like when they're at the party. And she's like sitting, and she has the cat on her. And she's like crying. She's like, they don't know I have to move. They don't know I'll have to move soon. Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with the knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witnesses did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was, in fact, this girl and the Mr. Mason. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. Whisper, 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 whisper. It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused, perhaps, with this young girl. After that, of course. With the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. I do wonder how... Oh, okay. So we gotta press one more? Okay. I feel like the only one I haven't pressed... Well, I could present something, too.
Hold it!
Let's press this. When you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were. I see. Aye, and that's why I took the backside as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means, 'tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. I do love a comfortable backside. When y'all get on the bus, do you try to sit in the front or the back? I usually go towards the back, unless it's not empty at all. Well, if I'm gonna be on the bus for a long time, and it's empty, I might sit like in the middle. If I'm gonna be on the bus for a short time, I'll go to the back. I don't like to sit in the front, because that's where the old people sit. And there's nothing more I hate than moving. I mean, to get up and move. Like, I'll do it if I'm sitting in seats that are meant for older people. I shouldn't be there anyways, but I'd rather just stand the whole time than sit down, be like, oh, let me move. Middle back, not all the way in the back. Yep, that's a good spot. That's a prime spot. Perfect for being left alone. Also, I feel like the drama always happens in the front of the bus. I like the ones on the side, across from the back door. Really? The ones that face the back door? Middle back on the right side. Interesting. Interesting. I like the left side, personally. Oh, I don't like the ones that face the door. That's interesting. I feel so exposed in those seats. The people that are on the higher ledge can look right over at your phone, and then everyone else is basically I don't know, able to see your face. It's weird. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. I feel like I have to present something. If it's a double-decker, middle back on the top is so unoccupied and quaint. Double-decker, 2 stories? Like a London bus? Is that what they have in Vegas? I would always get, when I was in London, I always tried to go on the top because it was so much fun. It literally is like what they said. It's so much more fun for views. I feel like I'm supposed to present something. It's either double-decker or the extra-long Caterpillar buses. Wow. I don't like the long ones. They move weird. Yeah, especially because there's seats on the, rotating part. It doesn't make sense. I'm this sounds like an awful spot to sit. I don't know what to present. Excuse me. I don't know what to present. Maybe the bus?
Objection!
Let's try it. The witness's last statement is clearly at odds with this piece of evidence. I didn't mean it. I meant it as, please expand upon. The benefit is that there's single seats. I guess. The accordions. Yeah, the accordions, so no one sits next to you. Yeah, but I'd rather be sitting next to someone and not dizzy than sitting by myself and dizzy as fuck. Okay, I'll take the hit. Excuse me. Okay. I don't know what to press at this point. I haven't gotten any new information, I don't think. I've already pressed this one. But then you're just whirling and twirling. It's so not good. Boy, that's right. How can I explain it? It's like the sound of someone falling to the ground. Oh, I hadn't pressed this one. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Fate Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed? Well now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fella on the floor. You didn't see anyone, but at the same moment, you did hear a scream? Oh, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume? Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes. Okay, work. I was like, is there something I'm missing? Thank you, I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl? Who is the girl? Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. What? This girl here, a petty thief. Oh now, is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. Oh my god. Oh my god. She She said no. Queen! Oh, what's the meaning of this? Did she just run away? Oh, the girl, she's gone. Open your eyes. I'm over here. She's getting a thick Cockney accent. Oh, she has a cute theme. Good gracious, ow! What was the point in that little sidestep? I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself backed into a corner so she knifed the gent. Go on, that's what's in your heads, ain't it? No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast. Look. Knives are for cowards. No, that's Irish. Weed. Oh my god. Knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs? Come on, inconsistent accent, stop, I had to find it. Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep the four-wheel drags. Drags? It's nice, innit? I like the pink best. The coin tricks. Queen, do not wave that thing in my direction again. Is that Miss Herlock's? Oh. It might be. Very similar aesthetic. I don't know, I think Stevie has been amazing at pairing the perfect accents. They fit so well with the captions. Yeah, but I did mess up a little bit. I did Irish when I meant to do Cockney, because I couldn't find it for a second. But thank you. I do appreciate that a lot. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question? She was fine. Literally, I'm shocked at how quick and accurate they make the accents. Saki's just saying, no, 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 no. Stinky's a supporter. I have training in this. It's been a while, but I do have training in this. I am, it's true. As you should be. As you should be. I'm gay, you're hating a gay person. You're doing a service. 'Tis alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said. That's the first time they said he's Irish. I love to hate and be evil. It's so fun. The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question. They called him a leprechaun like 10 times though, before they said he's Irish. Alright, if I have to. Witness testimony, or what the girl saw. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of that this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind. Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why you would let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilded. Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. My lord, you see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I know that for a fact. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration is called for. This is where I was sat that night, and the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat. Oh, and the cubbyhole of which you've spoken is underneath the seat, I presume? Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. Why, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there, because I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration. Ah! So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question. King. Truly, what a king. An ally. Ally of lesbians. Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman! My lord! This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. You're gonna beat his ass in the cross-examination so bad. Okay, work. Yes! With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. We... Nice. Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty. Mr. Naruhodo, this... Well, it must mean... It must mean what? That we're victorious! We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
You need to make a Judge Judy show where there's a jury that can cast fireballs? Wait! Judge Judy has too much power. She does need a jury. That would make it way more entertaining. If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. Leg! Oh my god, foot! Foot! Oh my god. I love him. A fair reaction. This really is a consummate example. Suddenly I'm into bootlicking of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day. Let me lick that boot, sir. Just a little bit. Like, you're a lawyer, it's fine. Emotion? He's like a prosecutor lawyer, though. He's like Kamala Harris. Emotion? The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. Step on me, please. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Good lord! The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilded's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? There we go. Now we got to it. We got there. Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, counsel? Honestly, I would do that. Wait, do what? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtrooms this morning... Tamper with evidence? If you could get away with it. And step on Sparkle with my big feet. Mostly the latter. Fair. Fair. Some people are made to be walked on. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my god. The compartment under the seat was not empty. How big we talking? Shut up! Well, my Nipponese friend? Me? Then the carriage was submitted as evidence. Doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find as the condition of the underseat compartment to be? 12? That is big. My feet are small for my height. It's really annoying. Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Bigger than me, ooh. Sorry? I don't get to say that often. Shut the fuck up. Go ahead. You tell the court, now, fella. Oh, this was all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks. I can say the same of you. Oh my god. Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter? I think we get it, Sparkle. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Thank you, Stinky. Because Twin isn't here. Sometimes the best person to hit yourself with the hammer, the horny hammer, is yourself. Bonk, 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 bonk. Listen, I'm attention deprived. Jesus fucking Christ. How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment? We already know. It wasn't empty. I really don't know if I'm giving this answer. If giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense, But as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yeah. Are you sure, Council? Beast! What are you saying now, you daft dog? I thought you were on my side here. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stacked. Why would you say something to compromise his position? As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. He's so honest. Interesting. 'Tis not altogether pleasant, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Alton. A fella's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable, though the court must consider the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? McGilded, all you said was Ryunosuke has to stand next to you. You didn't say anything about doing a good job. But I shouldn't lie. I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. Why? Oh, he's drunk. That compartment is designed to allow the equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible? He's so drunk. That money-lending fleecer and the thick person. Uh-oh. These people, they are just swaying their opinions. Ah! I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick, of course it's a trick. Base. Quite so, I must concur here. No, not my queen. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. Gay, 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 gay. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. If there's one thing Ace Attorney's going to do, it's make a scene last way longer than it needs to. Absolutely. So we can get the drama. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning for the witness, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. Cross-examination. What the girls saw. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. And a blind... I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. They hooked up with horses! Uh-oh. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped up my skin, I did, and the scream just came out. It's because of that this swell found me. He helped me get away, mind. Okay, let's press her. Let's press. Let's find out some more info. So, you were already in the omnibus you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run. I glitched a little. Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, innit? Seems normal. I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. It actually makes sense. Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. Well, that does clear up a little of the mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified, and 1 little scapegrace riding for free. The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, say, so that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right? But your hiding place is a storage compartment, full of equipment for the coach, no? Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much. And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you. It seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue. Okay. A waste of time? Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on my own in the guard permit, at least some of the time. I beg your pardon? Did you just say guard permit? Oh yeah, well, that's what my kind call it. You said the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away? That's it, only that night. This cove was sat on me from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck. Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin? Yeah. Right, mister. To be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do ya? So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit, then. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitching there. It's pitching there. I'm going between Irish. These are 2 hard ones to go between, to be honest.
Hold it!
So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all? Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's at whom I'm gonna fiddle. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I didn't catch that one. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I got under ain't as plush as the other ones, say. So most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head. For that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. Not the clink. But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Obson's choice. Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open, then? I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick out under there. Nothing else for it.
Hold it!
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily? That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me head get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood up in order to stab his victim, could it not? Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment? Yeah, I saw it. I pushed up to the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the bloke while I'd fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGilda's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. Okay. And when Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place? I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason? Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit, and he ended up falling onto me. Ugh, how awful. Both me hands got covered in blood, made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilden for a while. Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanting to know me name and what I was up to and that. Then I heard something from up above. Someone screamed. Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume. Well, I didn't want no one seeing my face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smart-ish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we could clinch the verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right. I have this feeling. That's a weird word. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Not that word. I was like, could we say like lingering, tickling? Okay, so I need to present some evidence. Nagging, yeah. Oh no. What word? I'm not gonna say it. Oh yeah. Okay, you said it. Yeah, I've never heard of it either. To be honest, I've never heard of that word. Oh, I didn't mean to press. I'm looking for either of them to either react weirdly or for evidence, but I don't think I have evidence.
Hold it!
Let's look for him to act weird. Pretty normal. Can you show the evidence you have? Oh, yes. I have this autopsy report. Just says how he died. Stabbed once in the abdomen. I have this picture. This was after he was put back up by Mr. McGilded. I have Mr. McGilded's gloves, which are a little bloody. We have the omnibus itself, which we can look through again. This blood is new. That was not there before. And then nothing in there. We have the knife with the M on it. M/W. And we have the debtor's ledger, which is Mr. McGilded's. And the only thing, this doesn't have any information in it. So that's why I don't think it's necessarily evidence. I think we need to look for behavior that's weird. If any of them make like a weird move, is what I'm looking for.
Hold it!
That coin trick! She's so cool! Oh! There we go. Here we go. Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel? I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps? You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no. 'Twas nothing important. Nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was. I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. And I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. I suppose it does. Maybe. Miss Lestrade, did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Jibers! There's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp! What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yes, what should we make of that last statement of hers? It's profoundly important. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is the profoundly important part. I'm almost sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Counsel. Nevertheless, oh my god, not the racism. Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please. What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me. That's right, insult the judge. Always a good move. I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring. And after a while, I hear this loud bang.
Hold it!
So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hit yourself? Not exactly, no. Sorry? Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then, when I saw this swell getting on, I got me head down so he didn't notice me. And Mr. McGilded sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah. Would you, Adam and Eve it, yeah? What a mug. Adam and Eve it? So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard I'm leave, see? Him leave. But would he? Not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was. Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? Doesn't add up. Miss Lestrade, what have you just told the court? It's clearly at odds with the facts. At odds? Are you sure, man? Absolutely. It seems my learned Nibonese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Van Zieks realized it too. Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least. Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, whilst she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded's snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think. There's something else she should have heard. Show a piece of evidence? Or show a person? Or you think a person? Look, she should have heard the victim. Right, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh no, can I change it to person? Let me go back. Let me go back. The penetration, not the penetration. Let me go back. It's gonna make me do this and then go back, I think. Yeah. They would seem phantoms are at work again, this time in my Nipponese friend's ears. I concur. No sound is important to me at all, apparent to me at all. Show the pick and take the L. Okay. The sound of your death throes. Oh my god. He's right. That was loud. Well then, counsel. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus, but think Ryunosuke think. Okay. It'll let me do a person now. Me posting to alt for 3 likes? Oh my god. Oh my god. Very well, my lord, allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound was very clearly explained by the presence of the following person.
Take that!
Price-fired Mason! Not the 3 likes. Alts have less followers though, right? Sometimes? I don't know. Yes, my lord, the sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. Order! Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus, is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person aboard the omnibus was Mr. McGilded? I have the same followers on each account, but I was only saying it for the meme. Nice. Nice. Do you have, like, the exact same followers? Or is it just the same number? Show the pic and take the L. Do it for the meme. Do it for the meme. That it was. That it was. Not a soul in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time. Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. It's just above 500 on each. Is it like the same people, or is it like different people? Yeah, so get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion, he was on his own for sure. And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. But TBF myself, he's on main flop too. Not flop. To be honest, 500's not a lot of followers, so like, I feel like you only get like a percentage of followers to like stuff. And of course, the more followers you have, the greater your chance of like reblogs or whatever, which is where like real exposure comes from. It's so annoying. I hate social media. I hate it so much. During which time you did not hear the door opening or closing at all? Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for this swell to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Stevie said reblogs. Come on, Miss Tumblr. I like Tumblr better than Twitter, what can I say? Yeah, but I post the thirst to get more followers. Oh, I see. I let it fly because we stand a Tumblr mate. I have less followers on Tumblr than I do on Twitter. But I also have more like, I don't know. I like Tumblr better. I do have more followers on Tumblr than I do on Instagram. Instagram I have the least, which is funny. I mean, Twitch I have the least, but then Instagram. I don't include TikTok, because I don't really like do stuff on there. Although they did add stories, so maybe I'll do that more. We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Ah! Tumblr's better because it's quieter. Yeah. Threads just like look a lot better. It's you can't get like and you can still respond to things that you have a problem with, but you can't get like unnecessary attention just because you're like trying to like happy. You know, you can't get attention for the wrong thing in an argument. I think Twitter is like very performative. Yes, this Bitty Thief's statement was clearly flawed. Lord Van Six. Yes, he knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. I low-key skip text posts on Tumblr. Sometimes they're funny though. I like goofy ones. Sometimes they're sad. It would seem words of thanks are not in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccable. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. If there are more than 2 sentences, I'm scrolling. I do think there's sometimes useful information, but yeah. I can see that. That makes no sense whatsoever, blah, 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 and this girl's a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Okay, Granny. Oh, Granny. Ah, she didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. Y'all remember the Shades of Sunset post? Oh my god. Everyone was retweeting that. It was so annoying. I was like, please stop. Or, sorry, reblog it. But I must say, I can't abide liars. And neither can I. Mr. Foreman, I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide liars. The way Tumblr changed the way posts showed up just because of that post specifically. They did. I like the, press the button to see more so much better. It really is a good quality of life. Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leading towards guilty. Who is it, the maid? We just have the maid on our side right now? Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing. Crush it! Crush it! I like the drama of the back and forth, but I really hope none of the rest of the chapters follow the same narrative. Yeah. Yeah. I hope they get a little more dynamic. Damn. Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern Amadon? What does that mean? This is carnage! It's perfect! Oh my god. I forgot how freaky he was. He is licking for his life. Oh my god. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going, how I'm trying to be, licking on a knife. I know, if we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilded's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen. He said adamant, the hot Hisuian guy. He did. But those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Uh-oh.
Hold it!
Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case. What are you saying? Counsel! I'm sorry, sir? Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. He was put there after he died? I think it must be that one. The other, there's definitely not another entrance. Definitely not another entrance. We checked. Yes? Okay, cool. Obviously, the victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed.
Objection.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that obviously in your last sentence? This game is hard. It is hard. Well said, Lord Van Zeeks. The obviously is troubling me also. That's really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been moved into the carriage afterwards. Then answer me this. How could the cadaver have been placed inside a moving carriage? Well, obviously, I shall have to penalize the defense heavily for this irrelevant rambling. I must learn to ramble more relevantly. Okay, the penalty is evidently not heavy enough, judging from those Nipponese eyes, so I ask you again. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's appearance? I guess he was already there? Clearly, he was in there already from beforehand. Oh God, Jesus Christ. No! 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 They really got me 0 for 3 on this one. Damn. How are we supposed to know about another entrance? But it's because there's another entrance, but I looked! I investigated it! Oh my Jesus Christ. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection.
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other only has windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door. But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Don't tell me it's the skylight. The roof? But the skylight's sealed. At least, well, it's sealed from the inside. You can't open it from the inside. Maybe from the outside. The defense will identify the location for the court. I'm just gonna examine it real quick and look for myself. Oh, there is a little latch. You can certainly see inside the carriage. Look, there's a little latch! OMG! Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. But it won't let me, like, target specifically the latch. Interesting. I never saw that before. Here is the omnibus on which the incident occurred. Where on earth is this entrance by which you propose the victim entered?
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight. I say, the skylight?
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection!
the skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory? Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. Wait a minute, genius, because yesterday I was like, OMG, they just said it can't be open for the inside, but they didn't say outside, but then I didn't say anything because I thought I was stupid. No. You're right. They did say that. They did say that. They did say that. Sparkle genius. Change the name. They each claim to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor. Yes, which has already been explained. As the sound of the victim falling from his seat, having been assaulted with the dagger. Sparkle, you're so smart. I hope you feel very proud. Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses described? A loud enough noise to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. Smart and hot. Literally, all you need in life to succeed. Sparkle has it. Legend. At least the things I consider important. Good gracious. Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. Only I could have been smart out loud to help with the game. You're good. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it. But go on. Wait, I'm gonna cry. Stop. Go on. You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yeah, that's true, but... It was the banker. I think it was the banker, too. Might a humble fella make a wee comment here, Mr. McGilded? To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would yous not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Oomph! Oh my goodness, surely not. And those two chaps on the roof? Yes! You mean the ones who stuck a knife in that man? Ah! Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? You rotter, he said, you rotter! What are you insinuating? What is he doing? What is he doing? You literally can find this couple at any gay bar. Literally can find this couple. Literally ass up. Throwing it. Throwing it. It's the clip clop of the hooves for me. This is a flaming outrage. I've a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I. Me when I want toppy? Oh my god. Let me at him looking bottom class, looking at us. Oh my god. No! Mr. Fairplay, you're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker. And me, a very angry hatter. Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms. That's right. I protest too. About you, you rotten scoundrel. You could say the Hatter is mad. Hey. Order, order, order. This is not the time, witnesses. Mad as a March hare with that bucking he's doing. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. That's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment, not the bucking. Go ahead, Lord Vincent. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accuse? And I never intended to. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. You proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. I mean, they're accusing the defendant, so right! In our British courts of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify. I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow. We have to see this matter through now, one way or another. If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo? The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. Fast. Truly, Haruo Hatter was such an ugly and ill-fitting hat. It's true, it's true. It's really pieced together poorly. Those stitches are not good. The chanting. I love the chanting! Yes, fuck. My lord, you will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Keeping pushing forward. Witness testimony refuting the accusation. We were the only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine how either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right, you see? We're innocent, I tell you! Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you are in collusion with one another. What? Eh? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings. Well, I don't trust compers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Wait, maybe this guy's onto something. Wait a minute. Maybe he's onto something. His little kinky ass. His little blood play ass. King. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. And he's got tongue skills. It's true. He do. Oh, yes, my lord. Cross-examination, refuting the accusation. We're gonna press everything. So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck. Absolutely not. Ticket. No question about it, he said. None at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here. Is this true, Mr. McGilded? Dear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and hauled it off inside almost immediately. That's an outright lie. Without doubt, you were engaged in... Let me stop you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? Ah. 'Tis all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that. I saw you with my own eyes. This is going so well. Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark. Perhaps too dark to see clearly? If this some kind of a lock? Is this some kind of a joke, he said? Is that what this is? Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly? Are you fair dinkum, sir? Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you. I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could sleep in that bitter cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again. That's extreme. It was extreme, I tell you, and we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away at the ferries and didn't hear you at all. How's a judge allowing the witnesses to insult the defense during an examination? The judge has no control of this courtroom. I think that was established early on. He's not in control here. That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. Now, 'twas a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. 'Tis hardly surprising. Seeing things? Seeing things? I believe we'll reach an impasse here on this particular point. You! Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, then 'tis only fair that you and the other fiend are too. Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This isn't a competition I should like to be involved in, really. I would never. Oh yeah, this isn't true. So, you had never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before? Oh, no, not once, never. He'd never met the man before, he said, never. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either? That's right, sir. Actors don't have too much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir. No, I imagine not. See? How many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest...
Well, no.
There we go. Mr. McGilded? Yes, counsel. What can I be doing you for? Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection? Is that right now? I wonder. What are you insinuating now? Ah, Mr. Fairplay. It has been too long, so it has. Eh? If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date. I beg your pardon? You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion. Well now, is that a touch of brigandry, is it? A sort of brigandry that might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off on another? Ah! And young Mr. First? Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding about on your head. Is that one of your own creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand? I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch. Customers, such as Thrice-Fired Mason. Ah, they do have similar hats. I did notice that, that their hats were like both stitched together. I'm galaxy brained. What does that mean? What does that mean? There is a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence afore, my lord. Oh, this you mean? I can't help taking that the poor fella's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? They keep calling out my points. Oh. I see now. Galaxy Brain. Oh! That's one of my hats. Aye, that it is. So it would seem that the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer, I'd wager, we could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. That man gnawing. I can hear it. I rest my case. You little weasel. Ah! He's better at this than I am. Gosh, Mr. McGilder has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Please, don't let me little interruption hold up the proceedings. The eyes kill me every time. It's kind of iconic. Ryunosuke's. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't have possibly have opened it.
Hold it!
Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said. Take a look for yourself. Go on. See? It's shut fast now, just like it was on the night. So it is. Of course, the fellow aside of Mr. Mason could likely break through it, still in all. Madonna wishes she had what McGilded has. No, the hand covering the eye with the rings. Oh, ting! Choo! So good. Oh no, he does the first. Oh, that's harder. He goes like that. That's harder to do. What? Just looking at the sides of the thing, you understand. Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the thing. Oh, what is it? I skipped past it. The size of the thing means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we? I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind, loudly. I shocked myself with it as it happens. Not broke wind. This is an unexpected confession, Mr. Fast. Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is I tried to open the skylight, you see. But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Not the fart. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as rouge, I did. There's more factors than just size, but can't deny big is beautiful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you expecting me to sentence you? Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside that cabin of shame.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Have a good night, y'all. I have no idea how insane this game is. It really is crazy. It's crazy and very gay. Good night, True. Thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate it. Normally I stream Genshin Impact, but since the weeks before, like, new patches are always very slow, I was doing this instead. So thank you for being here for this. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a really good rest of your night and a good sleep. Take it easy. Miss Lestrade? It opens. Skylight? That's what we're talking about, right? Thank you for the hydration acid. I need it. Oh my god, not the gun. I love her theme. All them skylights open, dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon? That's a lie, I tell you, otherwise when I broke wind, I can't do it from the inside, you mug. Oh? Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck on one of them drags. and I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out my ears. Mr. Straw, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used a skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. What? Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck? Climb up onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims. There it is. Oh, my hat! I thought we'd established this already. We had, but the game hadn't. But we had. See? Order! 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 So it appears that this street girl's statement is quite true. I don't believe it. The skylight opens, and from the roof deck. Mr. Naruhodo, this could be the clue we've been looking for. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. So the skylight was fastened shut before, but now the catch has been undone, we should be able to open it. We did point it out and tell the court it was the second entrance. Yeah, but not that it only opened from the top, I guess. But it, like, had to have been, because it doesn't open from the bottom. Weird. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. Oh. So not let me... What, to do it from this side? I can't find anything out of... Huh? Okay. I guess... That's it. Weird. I guess there's nothing else to say about it. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof?
Hold it!
Proof. That's right. I demand to hear it. We came here to say what we saw. I tell you, not for this. You call us both shysters. Brand us as criminals. You call us liars, that's what he means, and accuse us of doing it. As it stands at the moment, there's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves, now is there? I believe it are in much the same position as one another here. Ah! I don't crack this case soon, he'll crack his teeth. I wonder if these two men really were involved in the same way. I couldn't say, I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGilded either. It's so hard to know what to believe here. I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial. Evidence. No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury. So you're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence? Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, precisely. Okay. I'm gonna present this. I wonder if you need evidence. I think I need evidence. I don't know. Something tells me I need evidence.
Objection.
There's clearly something odd about that last statement made by the witness. There's clearly something odd here indeed. Your behavior... No! What the fuck? It doesn't make sense. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. No! No. Rest in peace. Rest in Pisces. Please.
Guilty.
Oh my god.
Guilty.
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 It's so beautiful though. I hereby find the defendant. Okay, whatever. Let me redo it. Give me my lives back. How far back does this undo? Not far. Fortunately, Jesus Christ. Hashtag flop, not the flop counter. Retry from this scene. Retry from the start of the current scene. Wait, is the flop counter not working? Oh. How do you reset it? Oh, it's flops. Right. How do you reset it? Okay. Reset. Flops. Does that work? Flops reset. Oh no. Proof that he fell.
Objection.
No. Stop. I say do away with the whole command and just have it flop. 0 flops. How do I set it up? I truly have no idea to win. Come back from your date and tell us. Literally, where's my proof? Stop getting your pussy blown out in the backyard and help the stream, Jesus Christ. Kiki, aw, hi Kiki. I need proof.
Hold it.
Why won't it let me open it again? I'm so mad. Why? I clearly need evidence, but I don't know if the evidence I have is good. I guess neither of us know the first thing about the victim is wrong. And I can provide evidence of the picture.
Objection.
That reveals a damning inconsistency, that last statement. Thank God! Jesus Christ. Damning, you say? As I look at you, counsel, I see your trembling hand, your pallid expression, and your perspiring. Huh? It seems to me that is the damning inconsistency. What the fuck? What? What the fuck? I'm literally refuting their claims that have already been refuted in the game. And it's saying I'm wrong. Oh my god.
Hold it! Well, no. Excuse me.
No, I already did this. Maybe I have to... because I died, and now it's making me redo it. Things not yet to come. I guess it's because I died. Well, bull. Give me my lives back. Is that the Galadriel quote?
Hold it!
Yeah, good job, Stinky. At least I reset it. Thank goodness. Good job. I had no clue how to do that. Oh my god. That's so funny. It didn't work. But it said it worked!
Wait, that ain't.
Excuse me.
Alright. There we go.
Hold it!
Okay. Evidence, evidence, evidence. Evidence, evidence, evidence. Alright. We only two people on the roof deck that are alive, I swear. You think one of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim.
Objection!
No! I literally did... No! We found out the other information. What the fuck? What is going on? Literally, what is going on? Y'all, what do we think is going on here? Couldn't possibly have opened it.
Objection!
This is so stupid. That strike is throbbing. Jesus fucking Christ. The way we've actually spent 7 hours on this level alone! It's so annoying. Okay, the proof that he fell through. Well, it hasn't given me any fucking new things into the, whatchamacallit. Okay, now we opened it. So now it's opened.
Objection!
Stupid.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty. Guilty. Guilty. Guilty. Guilty. Me. Ah. The way going back was worse because it wouldn't let you present what you knew. That was awful. Jesus.
Hold it!
Gonna skip through all this. Blah blah blah. Bloody 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 blah. Bloody bloody blah. Like goofy.
Hold it!
On the plus side, I love the Boy Scout vest. Thank you so much! This is from my friend in college. She gave it to me. And I've had it ever since. It takes a certain outfit to, like, definitely, even if it does trigger trauma from getting kicked out, not that. Oh my god. I didn't know you were kicked out. It's okay, we can make our own Boy Scout troop. How about that? Oh my god.
Hold it!
Not real life cam buddy. Real life cam buddy. No.
Well,
Oh my
no.
god.
Excuse me!
It's okay, the real Boy Scout shirt is tan. Yeah, it is. This was, no, because Cub Scout was blue. This was for, like, because when we did summer camps, we would see, like, there would be girls, and then some guys who had this color. I don't know what it was for, though. It was, like, Wonder Scout or something. It was a different kind of scout. And, like, the teachers, the student teachers would have them. The instructors. Okay, we know all this. We know all this. Big stretch. The Genshin reset is at 3 a.m. yet? I haven't done my dailies. Correct. Yeah, it's at 3 a.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. Central. Or sorry, 4 a.m. Central. Wait, that's 5 a.m. Eastern, right? Yeah, sorry. I gave you the wrong information because I don't know how time zones work.
Hold it!
2 BB? It's 4 a.m. Central, which would be 5 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, 5 a.m. Three EST is 2 CST. So 3 for Sparkle? No, not 3 for Sparkle. No, no, no. It's for sure 4 a.m. for Central. So I think that makes it 5 a.m. for Eastern. I understand. Okay, good. So I was having a tough time.
Wait, that ain't.
Excuse me.
At your feet, King? Oh my god. Just shut the fuck up. No, no, no. Open that baby up. Now it's open.
Hold it!
Okay, now I have all the answers.
Objection!
Let's just consider the implications of that statement for a moment, shall we? Finally, it's different dialogue. Thank God. Why? What implication, Council? Nothing strikes me about it. Exactly. There's nothing striking about it. What does strike me is your propensity for the innate. What the fuck? Like, we know you know the man because that's the hat.
Objection!
There's clearly something odd about that last statement. There is clearly something odd indeed. Oh, ha, please don't. Okay, whatever. So that's not anything. So then the skylight being shut, we couldn't possibly have opened it.
Objection!
It's clearly at odds with this piece of evidence. Why is it not at odds with this piece of evidence? You fail to see the connection because you're a dumbass. Oh my god. This literally doesn't make sense.
Objection!
Oh my god. I'm looking it up. Jesus fucking Christ. I am so mad. I'm so mad at myself. Okay. Spoiler-free guide shows you how to solve the case, because we need it. We're in part 2. Don't be mad at yourself, it's stupid that you have to that one perfect game chosen solution when there's other options that are also right. Right! Right. Says we presented thrice fired Mason for something. Okay, I'm not sure where it's. Oh wait. Oh. Interesting. I think there was something we missed. There it is. There it fucking is. No! What? Let me fucking click on it. You can certainly see inside the carrot. No, that's not what I'm pointing at, you idiots. I'm literally pointing at the fact. Oh my god. I'm literally pointing at the fact. Oh gee, there's blood. Right. Right. Guess you have to do it from here. Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. Why someone like me? Ah! Well, what is it? Look! Just here! Look at this! That's, without question, it's blood! Why would there be a blood stain there? Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? There we go. Now we can fucking use it as evidence. Okay. Oh. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. So it has to be the last one.
Objection!
Here we go. That's so annoying! On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug! You can't possibly have any evidence! No, you can't! I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you! It's impossible! Irrefutable proof? Here in this courtroom? Counsel. My lord! I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. I died so many times for all this. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight. Oh, okay. That wasn't presenting. Okay. I didn't press the present button, so we have to go through this dialogue again. Okay.
Got it!
Got it! Oh, Jupiter, is that? Ah! This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. No, 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 no! Chatter, 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 chatter. Order! 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 But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. And only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight? Sure, that would be very convenient. Gonna need those girlies to turn white soon. Yeah, I need them to start freaking out. Come on, give us your little freak out animation. And let's keep in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But, there's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? 'Tis all too plain, if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a fair height right there, so it is the man biting and chewing on his cane rabid. What? No. But it can't be. It's all lies!
Hold it!
My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? But that blood wasn't there before. Right, I don't think it was there before either. I believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. Did McGilded plant the skylight blood too? So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, didn't they? Queen. I won't tolerate any of the girls' carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it. Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing. On three, then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh? And what would you be referring to there now, Lord Venseeks? A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight? Such evidence is null and void. The hiccup, you're so good, Steve. It's like a basic, like, oh, they're drunk, add a hiccup. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. There we go. What? What are you talking about? It's there for us, for all to see, and it's clearly blood.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved bent over the carriage with a fine-toothed comb. So I can state with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage, at least not until this trial began. But are you suggesting, Lord Van Zieks, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session. What? There we go. Hehehe. What's a palaver? I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standard, Lord Van Zieks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take too kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize as it is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilden's, however ill-gotten it might be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses, crochet! I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient stories, sir. Tut-tut, Lord Venzix. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, Counsel? Oh, no! Bring the boot back! I think it's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But if you will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in without the whole world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, Counsel? It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that court has been in session. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during the trial? If you're asking me, I think it could have been possible. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh, good gracious! Explain yourself, Counsel! It's like they all forget the fact that they were all ushered out of the courtroom at one point. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit. Deceit? I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Remember when we all got ushered out? Bum bum bum! Remember that? That was crazy. The courtroom was filled with smoke and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Chatter, chatter, chatter. With as long as this trial is taking, it probably happened 4 months ago. Right. Are you wise? Wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten feckless gouger? Feckless? Gouger? You're supposed to be defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
Whatever you think it is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier, it was a result of the smoke grenade. A number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies such as... To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. Then the police investigated the omnibus. This compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Unfortunately, Lord Venzix, No one is able to corroborate your claims. It's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? I have an inkling. My lord? Yes, counsel? There is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, a little maggot, you better start washing your back. Not a maggot. Silence, me gilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification. This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here? I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial? Oh. I didn't mean to examine it again, but I did. I'm just so used to pressing A. You know? It's not my fault. Oh my god. Okay.
Got it!
If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. Good lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. I believe the bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine, or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Van Zieks is gonna fall in love with Ryunosuke so hard. He's already falling. It's amazing. I'm excited. He's gonna have a little love triangle with Herlock and Van Zieks. This trial is over. Mr. McGilded? I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but 'tis all over now. But you're the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell ya. Huh? Oh my god. I was gonna say our client is gonna get mad, but the vampire is going to be enamored by his dedication to the truth. Literally, and then Van Zieks will be like, no, he's so good at the truth, we have to keep him here, Grand Chief whoever, Lord Justice. And then he'll be like, okay, you did good, we'll keep you. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, 'tis all a nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is, that bloodstain is there, now. Ah, well, and over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I'd thought better of Lord Van Zieks. Well, my lord? I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence, and in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious. Lord Venzix, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first. A formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty. Fucking finally. Yes. Which would mean we've won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now, with all these unexplained inconsistencies? Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please. Yes, my lord. The defense believes... I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying, man? Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. By... Good gracious me! How funny would it be if that triggered a game over? I would have screamed. For being a good person. Order! Order! This is unprecedented behavior, Counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused's innocence into question? Are ye of sound mind? Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was. A grand decision. I would have been happy because the case would have closed. If I had lied. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. He gave... How many coins does he have? Ah! Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? 'Tis just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it afore. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. Wah! The Waluigi. I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence genuine, or was it fake? His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said. The stinking rich are always guilty of something. You, mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park. Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. I thank you kindly, my lord. I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
Objection!
But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Venzix, my lord, the case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection.
But wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zeeks ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. Poor Van Zeeks. Yeah, I know, his reputation. He came back for the first time in 5 years for his reputation to be ruined. That's so unfair. He's hot. He deserves better. The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Maybe some Ryanosuke's kusi will cheer you up, literally. They're gonna bang. Consequently, the jury will not be required to prefer judgment. What? Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. R34 says he got it, I'm sure. I'm sure. Do you mean to tell me that it has all been a grand waste of time? 'Tis the law of the land, my good... 'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Magnus McGilded. Good grief, you've more to say to me, have you? Just one thing, a warning. This is far from over. Well, something to be looking forward to then. Wah! I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty. Damn. Fireworks! Not the fireworks! Oh my god. I can't believe it! This is an outrage! They should have examined the evidence more! What are you talking about? The man's been cleared, he's innocent! When most of the jury says he's guilty, that's so funny. They couldn't have changed their answers? With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict, and my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. With the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. That's crazy, just because they couldn't prove that the blood was fake, but couldn't they have proved that it was like newer blood or something? Maybe forensics back then weren't as good. 18th February, 5:14 p.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. I will say that guilty is supposed to be only be guilty without a shadow of doubt. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely true. But wouldn't it be like cause for more investigation? I guess they could still do an investigation into him tampering with the evidence. But then once you're found not guilty, you like can't be found guilty of the same crime, right? That certainly was a long trial. Yeah, it was. Yes it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. Not once the trial is underway. Yeah, okay. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Miss Sasato. Thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Aye, that you did. Mr. McGilded. Ah, and that girl is with them too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yeah, definitely. I'd heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I've you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. I don't know if I'm late for this, but hi, Eddie! Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not really sure I did anything. MiHoYo released a video previewing Dindro? Oh, I didn't see that. Are you for real? Oh, we're watching that as soon as this is done. What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man, then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't ya? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. Promise? I'm so excited! I had no clue that they were gonna do that. But you're young and headstrong. Just water under the bridge. Eddie got the notification mid-slam and had to come immediately. It's valid! Congratulations, Mr. Begilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? I. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and upsonant deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I have absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. It's not that funny. So then, as we agreed beforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. Be whist, you're a humble people, are you, from the east? Well, if you insist. But have this, still in all, you deserve it a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir, if you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. The courtroom? Idiot. What's this? What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There are some changes to the schedule. Give me the 1,000, bitch. Right, absolutely, take the money. Well, I must be making tracks now. Just time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now, but as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. It was an absolute pleasure meeting yous. But, back from listening to Exelia speak in French, oh hell yeah! Was he streaming? Was he streaming? Oh my goodness. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. There he goes, a free man. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Not the gun. No, not the gun. It's literally his Twitter, or his Twitch account. He's streaming now, oh my goodness. Don't move! Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really doesn't take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? And I ate all grown-ups. Ah, there you are. Ah, it's her, finally! This girl who's been on the cover art. I've been looking for her. Naughty! Naughty, naughty, running off like that. Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ah! Oh my goodness! Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Grr. Excuse me, but who are you? Her hair is so cute! Oh, good day to you. Well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. I wasn't expecting her to come yet, so I don't have a voice for her yet. I'm so sorry. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all? I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing into a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. A what's it now? I have no idea what this girl is talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to the laboratory. What? What for? To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? I don't listen to no adults. Come along then, follow me. Fine, have it your way. Oh good, you see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly sure that what she wants is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. I love her. She was a lively one. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too? Yes, you're right, but where to? Oh! We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning today in search of long lodgings, but at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. I want to see the re-examination? Oh, right. They better be coming up with something. Don't worry, though. I have a plan. Ryunosuke's like, I'm done with this bitch. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking of the Gilded Park. I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through. Shut the fuck up. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easy as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. Not their fruits basket tease! That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room, or mansion. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead, just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned. The case was far from over. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, cutscene.
What's going on? Get the fire brigade.
Oh my god, it's on fire. Oh my god, here you go, Sparkle.
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
Uh-oh. Not someone's trapped in there.
No. Oh, good God.
Open it!
There's someone in there.
Ugh. This is dramatic. It's the vampire. No, please. Oh, thank God. He's safe. Oh, his eyes. His scar. Let me just give you a little kiss on the brow. Who the fuck was in there? Jesus Christ. Did he kill himself? The Gilded, I wonder. And, well, who is inside? I guess we'll know next time on